Hi everybody. It's your man, your boy, Andrew here. We are in the month of June. This is a June edition of Welcome to Gilliland 2022, baby. So episode 6 of this like little spurt. How many episodes are there of this vlog now? There's a lot. I've been doing this for 11 years. Longer. The first time I did Welcome to Gilliland was before vlogs were even a thing. So 2006 I started. And a lot of the footage that I uploaded to YouTube in 2006 were from as far back as 2004. So I guess for almost 20 years I've been doing this stuff. This whole thing is completely separate from the movie making stuff as well. Although there is an episode of Welcome to Gilliland where we were filming a movie. And then the last movie I worked on, I separated it to a different vlog, and the director didn't really like that I was doing a making of, which is crazy because people, why wouldn't you want? Anyways, I'm not gonna get into all that. If I was making a movie and somebody had a camera and they were recording the making of, as long as they weren't wrecking the movie, who gives a fuck? I'm not making Schindler's List. I'm making shitty monster movies. I digress. I have a lot to throw at you guys. I haven't really recorded a whole lot for the month of June. We're on June. We're 13 minutes away from June 9th. So it's almost midnight and it's almost June 9th. I have to be out of this house in 21 days, which I should be okay. This looks like a mess back here. I really don't have much more to pack though. I'm pretty much ready to get out of this house. So I gotta be out of here by the 1st of July. I've lived here for 6 years, so I'm already being uprooted. I'm putting my stuff in storage and getting that all taken care of. I want to be done with my classes towards my bachelor's degree by the end of this month. If not the end of this month, next month will suffice. It's looking more realistic that I'll be done with my schooling, the school portion of my schooling, by the end of this month. And then I just have to get my license and stuff for my job that I want. Maybe at the beginning of next year, if I'm lucky. Been working really hard, guys. I got my associate's degree in 2016. At the very end of 2016, and then I found out that Charlie's mom was pregnant with him at the beginning of 2017. So I had Charlie. Well, she had Charlie, and then I helped with baby Charlie, which that's season 2 of Welcome to Gilliland. So you can go back and watch all that stuff, all that fun stuff. And I took a little time just to be a dad. And then 2019, when Charlie was about to turn 2, I enrolled to my current school and started working towards my bachelor's degree. And I know the last couple previous episodes, for me this has been months, but I've been working on my degree for years. But the last couple of months I've been doing a lot of stuff to wrap up my degree, and it's been not the easiest thing, but I feel really good about all of it. So by the time you guys see this, I'll know more. I'll be able to edit this if it doesn't pan out. But the plan right now is for Michelle and I have been engaged to get married for a little over a year. We are planning to get married next year. We decided that we need to get married now. We found a house that we want to buy. Michelle owns her own house, which is badass. She's a badass woman. So I'm very happy to be engaged, to be married to her. I love her. I enjoy spending my time with her. She's amazing, perfect woman, right? So we were like, well, we'll have our wedding. We might wait a little bit longer, but we'll have our wedding. But let's just get married now so we can get this house that we want, because we can get a better loan out if we're married. Which sounds very unromantic and very practical, but Michelle and I have kids, so it's kind of what happens when you get older. The romance, we love each other very much. We want to marry each other anyway, so, and we want a house for our family. So why wouldn't we just You know what I mean? So I'm getting married in the next week. Uh, I don't know how much. We're not doing a wedding. We're just getting married. We're gonna go to the courthouse and elope basically. So I don't know if that will really be recorded very well. That's good vlogging material, I guess. But I'm getting married for the first time ever in my life. I never thought I would ever get married. I'm not a big fan of the idea of getting married. Um, or I wasn't until I met Michelle, and I proposed to Michelle, and I did everything correctly, and I love her. So, and I don't think I love a lot of people, but I would say that Michelle is probably the first person I've ever been like in love with. Like I've never been in a relationship where I was like I can't live without this person. Um, Honestly, in my life, the only Charlie is probably the only person I've ever like. I can't live without my son. I need my son. So Michelle's finally the second person in my life that I'm like, yeah, I don't want to live without her. So we might as well get married. I don't know if that's too sappy or, and that's not an insult to anybody I've dated in the past. If you're watching this, I'm not trying to be a dick. If I told you I loved you, I definitely loved you. Michelle's the first person I'm in love with. I've never been this in love with anybody, I guess. So why not just tie the knot and get ourselves a little house? And um, so the reason we want this house and the reason we have to get married in order to get this house is, and get our loan and all that, and the reason we're kind of moving things along is this house is right next door to my parents' house where I grew up. My parents moved us out here. If you're watching the vlog, I have been uploading old vlogs, and currently, as by the time this is uploaded, I guess it'll be November. You're probably watching this in November 2022. If everything pans out right. So hopefully I've gotten around to uploading my old Welcome to Gilliland, because as of the recording of this, I am up to Christmas 1993. So I have 94 through 95 edited and ready to upload, and then I'm currently editing the year of 96. So that year my parents did a lot of home movies. So I think 95 I did 4 or 5 episodes. 96 has like 6 episodes, maybe 7 episodes. There's a lot of footage and a lot of stuff happening. And that was the year that my parents moved my sister and myself from California out here. So I grew up here in Nevada. But I was old enough to realize like how much better where I live in Nevada is compared to where I lived in California. I definitely prefer it here. And especially where my parents raised us, it's a great little neighborhood. It's kind of, it's out of town a little bit. The neighbors are fine. It's just a bunch of people minding their own business, and I really enjoy it. And I feel like where they live, there's a lot of people with like people from like California just trying to get away from that shit. So it's like normal people. It's kind of a culture shock when you move to where I live near Reno. If anybody's from a different state, I live in northern Nevada, and I live pretty close to Reno, in a little town. So when you go from California to here, when I was able to realize like, yeah, there's like rednecks out here and country people and farmers and ranchers, and at first it's a little intimidating, but when you like get to know like somebody who owns a ranch, or when you get to know somebody who's really into like farming or having animals and all that, they're really fucking cool people. You know what I mean? Like they're very generous and kind people, and I think there's this stigma that I learned the difference between a redneck and like a hick, or a redneck, or the difference between a redneck and like a hillbilly or whatever. A redneck is a little bit different. They got a little more class to them, you know? So, I want to stay here. I'm comfortable here, and if I make movies, this is where I want to make movies. I don't need to go to LA. I don't ever want to go back to California. If I ever moved out of this state, I like Idaho. That's where I was stationed for the military. I do like Idaho. I really like Montana. Like, Montana is beautiful. I'm rambling. I've been talking for way too fucking long. 10 minutes. I'm going to really have to fucking edit this. Basically, June is going to be a month where I'm just getting shit done. I'm moving out. A lot's going on. Essence just graduated. That's Michelle's daughter. So she's turning 18 in a week, which is crazy. So I'm gonna have three grown stepdaughters. So you might, if you're watching this, if you've been following along, I could be a grandpa, I suppose, at any time, a step grandpa. Um, I'm getting a house. I'm getting married. I'm finishing school. I'm almost done working at the gas station I've been working at for 6 years. I did really well there. I got promoted a bunch. Got a raise like every 6 months. Every year, I definitely got like, and it wasn't like little baby bitch raises. I can't say the name. Wait, I'm not working there anymore. I've been working at a small gas station called Maverick for the last 6 years. I kind of try to keep that. You probably saw it on my shirt and stuff. I'm very proud of that company. I'm not normally like a corporate guy, but if I was, that is a corporation that I really appreciate. Not just because they're so cool to me. They're just a cool. They're like one of those corporations that's doing really well, but they're not too big to where they don't give a fuck about their employees. They do, and I've never worked anywhere. I've delivered pizzas. I've worked fast food. I've done retail. I've done warehouse work. Maverick has treated me by far the best since I got out of the Air Force in 2009. I was treated really well in the military as well, but working like retail and stuff, I've been stomped the fuck all over for years, just shit on as far as work goes. The reason I put up with it and the reason I'm not too good to flip burgers or deliver pizzas is I knew I was going to get my education. I have other desires and dreams other than filmmaking. The main thing I focus on when I'm being recorded or if I'm doing, like, I'm talking to you guys right now or my YouTube or all that, I focus on the filmmaking stuff, but I have other things that I want to do in my life, such as I always wanted to be a dad. So I've done that. I always wanted to get my bachelor's degree. I thought that would be a cool thing. I'm not one of those guys that's like, I want to be a filmmaker, not go to school. That's stupid. I want to be educated. I want to achieve some stuff. I'm a war veteran. I've been through it all. So after all these years of being shit on, I finally feel like maybe, and I could be wrong, I could just continue to get shit on, but I feel like I might be getting to a point in my life where I know enough, I can contribute enough, um, and I've been around enough, long enough to provide wisdom and whatnot. I'm not trying to be pretentious, but I feel like where I live and in my small corner, my small portion of the world that I live in, um, people around me value me a bit more than they may have when I first got out of the military. So when I was in the military, people are like, they tell you how to cut your hair and they treat you like shit. I felt like I mattered when I was in the military. I felt like what I was doing was important. I feel like the people around me did value me, and I made a lot of friends, and we were really close because we depended on one another. And I feel like what I did mattered. And when I got out and I started flipping burgers, and I didn't know how to get a movie made, and I was living at my parents' house, I felt like a huge failure. I felt like a loser. I felt like I wasn't valued. I feel like I annoyed my parents because I didn't have a place of my own. I feel like I was failing the women I was dating at the time. I feel like I was letting my friends down. And I just was kind of a fucking like loser. Like I went from feeling like really proud and like, wow, I'm doing some good stuff to just being a complete utter loser. So these last 6 years since, I went out on my own, I had Charlie. There's been ups and downs. I've gone through some trials and whatnot. Literally, I went to court, and I did okay. Like I held my own and I took care of business. I'm not having the anxiety attacks I used to have. I'm not having panic attacks anymore. I don't do any drugs. I don't drink anymore. I used to drink very heavily. I'm doing okay. So I'm gonna reward myself, and I'm gonna reward the woman I love, and we're gonna reward ourselves. We're gonna get a nice house, and we're gonna do this. So hopefully, although this month might be just this, I don't know. I don't know how to record like me buying a house. Like, what, you want to watch me fill out paperwork? I just want you guys to know that I'm trying And for once, I feel really good about myself. And that's a cool fucking feeling. And I know there's like a lot of stuff going on, and I know a lot of people don't value themselves. And I just want maybe anybody out there listening to this, if you're sitting in your parents' basement, or you're getting out of the military and you don't know what to do, or you just got out of prison, or what the fuck ever you have going on, you can do shit. Like, you can do anything if you really want to. And I know that's fucking sounds like lame pep talk stuff, but sometimes you need to hear that. So there's a person who might be watching this who has thought about hurting themselves or giving up or hurting other people, and I hope I'm not that bright of a person. I'm a very average intelligence. I'm lazy at times. I'm a very normal guy. Maybe even a little below intelligence. I don't know. I look at myself as kind of a goofy idiot. I almost fucking have my bachelor's degree. It took years, and it took a lot of work and dedication, but I fucking did it. And I put my head down at a job, and I worked my way up, and I kicked ass, and I made myself matter again. And that's important. So if you've been watching these all these years, or you're just coming across this for the first time, my whole life's almost documented on video. At least intervals, like little interesting intervals. I got there's a Welcome to Gilliland where I went to a war zone, like, and we came across a fucking dance party in a warehouse. Just weird stuff that I've experienced, and it's exciting. And when I look back, despite that moment of like feeling like a loser, I'm glad I had that moment, because it's very humbling. I feel like I was fucking humbled hard. And that's good. Everybody needs a little humbling from time to time. So hopefully I earned this. I feel like I did. I've saved a lot of money, and my son eats every night and he's happy. And my wife and my stepkids, they're eating every night and they're happy. So why not get our family a nice little place to live, and set down our roots together? You know what I mean? And if this house doesn't pan out, like I said, my Michelle has her own house, and I was planning to move in that, and we were gonna fix that up. So it's like, either way, we'll see what happens. I guess that's what I wanted to get off my chest. And we're filming a movie. I don't know if this will stay in here or not, but we're filming a movie. Hopefully in the next couple months, we get this house, we're gonna film a fucking movie. It'll be a short, and it'll be put on a brand new YouTube and all that, and the details. Actually, if you're watching this in November, if everything went right, this already happened. So hopefully you guys watched my movie and you enjoyed it. I hope. I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired. Thank you so much for watching these. I'm sorry I just talked so long. Lots going on. So this might be the vlog for June. I haven't decided yet, and we'll play catch up in July. I don't know what's going to happen, but I love you all. Goodbye.